Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. You can find yourself not being honest about Stephen Fulton and just how far he can go in boxing after the Inoue loss. Now, I've had several people come and try to force me to change my opinion on Fulton because I predicted Brandon Figueroa to clip him. And of course, that did not happen. But even though Fulton won, I still say he's not the same fighter. And I also say that the reason that he got that victory had a lot more to do with what Brandon Figueroa did not do or was not able to do like he was able to do in the first fight at a lower weight. Now, those Stephen Fulton supporters, right? Because this is the thing, right? I don't have a favorite fighter. I'm not biased. I don't give a shit. But I'm going to be straight up when it comes to me giving an assessment of somebody. And when I watch Stephen Fulton, even though, again, you can say he broke Figueroa's heart, right? He does not like getting hit. And I'm going to tell you, watching that fight, he was sharp. Fulton did a lot of great things. But it's because of Brandon Figueroa no longer being able to have the work rate he wants, no longer being able to create the space he wants, and he lacks the speed that he once has. Now, for those of you who are saying, Hood Champion, that's just, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. What did Fulton say here? Brandon Figueroa isn't the same fighter at featherweight. He slowed down in this division. Those aren't my words. So now you come back and you apologize to me. I told you. It's nothing really that Fulton did. It had a lot to do with Brandon Figueroa not being able to really pull the trigger and do the things he was able to do in the first fight. So now you got Stephen Fulton saying that Brandon isn't the same. In addition, he did an interview where he said, Brandon Figueroa did some things differently in this fight that he shouldn't have done. And if he would have fought him, Stephen Fulton, the way he did in the first fight, he said Brandon would have had a lot more success. Now, those aren't my words. For all of y'all out here who keep your blinders up when it comes to y'all having tunnel vision because it's your favorite fighter and your feelings get hurt and shit. Those are Fulton's words. So you go take that up with him because he's letting you know that fight this past weekend against Brandon Figueroa in the rematch, he's telling you, I wasn't supposed to win. That's what he's telling you. That wasn't supposed to go that easy. Something was wrong with my opponent. And at least he's able to admit that, damn, stars lined up for me. I dodged a bullet. I didn't get that menacing, overwhelming, mauling Brandon Figueroa that I got in the first fight. Now, going forward, like this is really what we need to be thinking about. Now, Fulton, 23 wins, 8 KOs, 1 loss to Inoue by knockout. Nothing to be ashamed of losing to Inoue. I think everybody loses to Inoue. Shit, Inoue may be able to go up to heavyweight and knock out Zhili Zhang. You know, Inoue is a bad boy. But when you look at Fulton, started fighting 10 years ago, it's going into his 11th year, right? This is why I'm concerned. Because Figueroa, obviously, according to Fulton, he says, Figueroa is not the same at the heavier weight. But when Fulton fought Inoue, he got TKO'd. Then he came and fought Castro and he got dropped. He won a split decision, almost lost. Now that's fighting somebody who's comfortable at 126 and and who's able to fire on all cylinders. And many people thought Fulton lost that fight. But you know how it is, man, when you got the secret society on your side. Then he comes and he fights Brandon Figueroa, which is a fight that, if you look at the matchmaking, was something that he was comfortable with. Another guy who's moving up, and they weren't as worried about Figueroa as they would have been about other opponents at 126, who probably would have been much bigger, more comfortable, and more of a threat to Stephen Fulton. So when I come down and think about Stephen Fulton, and I think about him staying at 126 and the type of work that he's going to be able to get at 126, and if he could possibly go on and become, let me show you right now, an undisputed champion. Let's understand something here. Let me show you this. This is Fulton right now. He's a WBC champion, right? And that's outstanding. But when you talk about Fulton fighting Nick Ball, if Fulton fights Nick Ball, that fight, I think, is going to look like Liam Paro against Montana Love. I'm just being honest with you. I think Nick Ball against Stephen Fulton is nothing but Liam Paro against Montana Love. I think Fulton will lose. I'm telling y'all, I like Fulton. I think Bozy Ennis is a great addition to Stephen Fulton's team. Without Bozy Ennis, I don't think Fulton would have gotten through that fight this past weekend. You know, sometimes you need someone to believe in you, to support you. And I think Bozy Ennis does that for Stephen Fulton. But I don't think that's going to be enough. If Fulton says, okay, I have my WBC strap, let me see if the possibility to go out here and try to unify. Espinoza is a problem. Angelo Leo is a problem. Fulton, Fulton's a problem too. But I just don't think he's going to be able to handle these boys at 126 and go on to be to unify, much less undisputed. Now, the other issue is, let's say he's not able to go on and unify the division. Okay, let's say the WBC says, "Hey, look, we're going to go ahead now. We're going to make it make Bruce Carrington a mandatory, and now Bruce Carrington, you have to fight him next." Let me tell y'all something. Bruce Carrington, I think, will beat Stephen Fulton because Carrington is mean. He doesn't care. He's there to hurt you. He's got, matter of fact, let's just take a look at it since we're talking, right? Let's just take a look at it. So this right here is Fulton, okay? He's 5'6", 70 and a half inch reach. All right, 5'6", 78. Let's pull up Bruce Carrington. So 5'6", 70 and a half inch reach. I think Carrington's longer. Let's see. Bruce Carrington, he's 5'8", 72 inch reach. So he does have a reach advantage. But the bottom line is Carrington is just vicious, man. Now, Carrington doesn't have the experience of Stephen Fulton, but I think the Inoue beatdown to Fulton took a pound of flesh out of him. And again, I don't know who or what type of fighter Fulton could get in the ring with next, where I would make him a betting favorite at 126. I'm just being honest with you. I don't know. He's lost something, and I don't fault him. He experienced something in that Inoue fight. He experienced it with that Castro fight. With Figueroa, he was very fortunate not to experience it. But when he did get hit with some clean shots, you could see in his face. See, y'all got to watch the fight again. And I also understand we all have different backgrounds, different experience levels, right? When it comes to dealing with people, when it comes to communication. And I'm not going to get into all that about me, but what I'll tell you is I don't respond to most people when they start telling me something when I know they're not qualified, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Stephen Fulton had something sucked out of him in that Inoue fight. if he goes on to fight a guy like Shoo Shoo, or goes on to fight a Nick Ball or someone else, I just don't think he's going to be able to get the victory. Now, again, looking at this landscape at 126, man, they got some problems at 126, man. If I was Fulton, I would go and try to fight in the UK or get on a Riyadh card and fight Nick Ball and try to make that $10 million, $12 million. That's what I would do. Don't waste your time fighting over here in the States where you're not going to make that kind of money. I would see if it's possible, man, to go and fight for the biggest amount of money possible. If he's honest with himself, that's what he would do. He would be like, you know what? I need to go over here, make the most money possible, because inside himself, he knows what he's feeling. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Stephen Fulton, let me tell you, man, when he comes out and he tells you this right here, Brandon Figueroa isn't the same fighter at featherweight. He's slowed down in this division. He's letting you know that if Brandon Figueroa had a little more, then maybe Brandon Figueroa would have beat him. And when you hear fighters saying that, it's good that they're being truthful, because you like these guys to give honest, candid feedback on their performances and their opponent's performance. But that also tells me that he's like, shit, this ain't it. And although some people may feel it's a sweet vindication for Fulton to come and dominate and look as good as he did, I still think deep down he's like, he ain't really satisfied with that performance. I think even he knows that's like me going out here and running a race with a goddamn 7-year-old. Like, the 7-year-old's just not going to beat me. Okay? You can't take pride in that. Anyway, man, Fulton was a 2-1 underdog. So if you bet on Fulton, probably made a little bit of money. But I'm just telling you, man, that there's a reason why he was an underdog. People are looking at what happened with Inoue, what happened with Castro, and he should feel some kind of gratitude for the fans who believed in him and his team supporting him. But I'm just telling you, man. When I listen to Fulton say, look, man, Figueroa didn't let enough shots go, and he didn't let go the shots he should have. These are Fulton's words. That's just letting me know that even he knows that the fight wasn't supposed to go the way he did, but he's glad. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents, and shout out to Figueroa, who just says, you know what, I'd love to do it again in a trilogy. Fulton won this fight fair and square, and I'll be back. Both of them dudes deserve a lot of respect. But when it comes to Fulton, listen to what he's telling you. That guy's not the same fighter. He didn't throw enough punches. And also, I'm just enjoying the moment. I'm enjoying my victory. I ain't looking forward to nothing else. I'm just dealing with what's in front of me today. Now, you could take that a lot of ways. The way I take it is you got somebody who's letting you know, I can't talk trash about Nick Ball or Shoo Shoo or any of these other fighters, because deep down he knows some of his confidence has been, eliminated. And I don't think he can ever get it back. Could be seeing another one of those Adrian Broner Maidana situations, Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz situations. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.